Hey everybody, estimating square roots is our next topic. Estimating square roots. So, whoa, I almost lost my marker. It's a great day. All right, so estimating square roots. We're going to be looking at these and we're going to look at them in the whole scheme of a number line. So, if I were to draw out a number line, I want to figure out where these fall on that number line. What whole numbers are they in between? What of those whole numbers are they closer to? Okay, so I'm going to draw out this number line. I got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'll go up to 9 just to see what happens. All right, so I have 0 through 9 on my number line. I am now going to estimate some of these square roots. If I look at the square root of 20, I need to ask myself every single time, what two whole numbers is the square root of 20 in between? So I need to think about 20 as a number that could be written as a square root. So 20, if I were to look at these two things, 20 is between 16, which is 4 squared, and 25, which is 5 squared, right? Do you guys agree with that? If I take the square root of 16 versus the square root of 20, I get 4 and 5. So 20 is between 4 and 5 because 20 falls in between 16 and 25. Yeah? We're good? Cool. Awesome. All right. So it falls in between those two. Now I need to ask myself, all right, for step 1, what whole number does it fall between? And 2, what number is it closer to? Poor grammar because I'm ending in a preposition, but either way, what does it fall between and what number is it closer to? So it goes in between 5 and 6. Now I need to ask myself, is 20 closer to 16 or is 20 closer to 25? If I think about this, it is 5 units away from 25, and it is 4 units away from 16. So it's a little bit closer to 4 than 5. It's pretty darn in the middle though. So if I were to plot this on a number line, here is about 4.5. I'm going to draw the square root of 20 just below that point. Just barely. It needs to look like it's pretty darn in the middle of those, maybe a little closer to the 4. So now I have the square root of 40. I need to look at that one. Now, what two whole numbers is that in between? Square root of 40 is between the square root of 36 and the square root of 49. Cool. Square root of 36, that's 6. 49, square root of 49 is 7. So it's in between 6 and 7. Now, what is it closer to? Is it closer to 6 or closer to 7? Hopefully you're starting to get a gut instinct for this and you're saying, oh, well, 40 is 4 units away from this, but it's 9 units away over here. So it's clearly closer to the 6. Now, is it substantially closer? Not really. I mean, a decent amount. So it's probably more like that in terms of 5 or 6. So I'm going to say the square root of 40. The biggest thing is you need to have it close to the 6. Since we know it's a decent amount away, 4 units is pretty substantial, we're going to have a little bit of space there, okay? If you wanted to, we have between 36 and 49, there's 13 units. So we could technically like hashtag that baby out or hash it out and say, okay, there's 4 units. Here's 9 more. Okay, so we can like sort of figure that all out. We can break that up into 13 units or whatever, okay? Square root of 52. What two whole numbers, again, is that in between? Every single time, I'm going to ask myself, what two whole numbers is that in between? Square root of 52 is between square root of 49, which is 7, and the square root of 64, which is 8. Now, if you're having a hard time with these, I want you to start listing these babies out saying 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, and so on. And actually list them out like 12 times 12 or 12 squared. So you have them all there and you can say, okay, 52 is between what of those numbers? If I look at this, if I got all the way down here, 7 squared is 49. 8 squared is 64. 52 clearly falls in between those two numbers. So 52 clearly falls in between those two numbers. It's 3 units away from 49, and it's, oh, what is that, 12 units away from 64? So it's substantially closer to 4, like 7 than it is 8, and it like by a really decent amount. So I'm actually going to put this one like right there, pretty close to 7. Square root of 52. So that is one last skill that you need to be able to do. Thanks for watching, guys.